Bats. Why are we showing you bats? It's not to give you the heebie-jeebies. As a matter of fact, it's to help you avoid a similar situation inside your home. And I'd like to introduce to you this afternoon the guy that can help you with that. This is Jay Wilkins. Jay's the owner of Wilkins Wildlife and Bedbug 911. Jay, how are you?
I'm terrific. Jimmy, how about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for talking to us this afternoon. Can I call you Batman?
Yeah, that's normally what I'm called, yes.
Is that right? So do I understand?
But yes.
So you're the Batman. Okay. So do I understand it is actually bat season?
Well, it's actually pup season, but we get a lot of phone calls. Normally starts around sometimes late May, early June. And then, prime bat activity, because they've had pups, they're young, is going to run from now until probably into late August, September, which is when, bats are protected in Delaware and Maryland both. And there shouldn't be any exclusions performed unless it's a health situation, just to protect their young. So that, and then we perform an exclusion normally after August the 31st. I perform exclusions up until about Thanksgiving.
What are you seeing right now?
Right now, I'm actually sitting outside of a home in Rehoboth Beach where I just performed a bat inspection, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Are you
we're
seeing a lot of bats? Are you seeing a lot of activity?
We are seeing a lot of activity right now. We're seeing a lot of healthy bat colonies. We're seeing a lot of pups. We were just in a structure in Ocean Pines last week that had close to somewhere between 50 and 60 bats, and half of the colony itself were pups, because the majority of our bats that we deal with here are going to be big brown bats. Those big brown bats are normally going to have about 2 pups a year, and the state protects those guys because, bats have 3 main purposes in our life. And when I say our life, I mean they need to be protected because, number one, they're great for insect control. A lot of people think they eat mosquitoes, but the majority of their dietary intake here are cornmeal moths, which means that they are a very beneficial part to the farmers when it comes to the corn crops here. Their secondary job is seed dispersal. As they fly, inadvertently throughout the night, they don't fly all night long like most people think. They fly in about 45-minute segments eating, and then they'll take a rest. And then what they do when they take a rest in a tree or something of that nature, they're very important for seed dispersal. And the most important quality that our bats have here, because they are insectivores, is they are cross-pollinators. Most people do not understand what pollination is or how important it is to us as human beings, but without pollination, I don't think we would probably last much longer.
Listen, Jay, everything you've said so far, I didn't know that. Now, if they get into the house, can they cause some damage?
It's not that they can cause any damage. Understand that the total bat population in the continental United States, only 0.5% of the complete population can carry the rabies virus, but it's not a set of dice that you want to roll. So in a situation where you have someone who has a bat that's gained access into the structure, the unfortunate part about that is by law in both states, what you're supposed to do is capture the bat, and you're going to basically cervically dislocate the bat so it can be tested for rabies. And that's to protect the person that's in the structure, because if someone inadvertently comes in contact with a bat, something just as simple as their saliva over an open wound can cause you to contract that virus, and it is a lethal virus.
So let me ask you a question real quick. You're telling me bats are protected, and I heard you use the word exclusion. What do you mean when you say exclusion?
We're kicking bats out of the structure. So what we do is we remove bats from the structure using one-way devices that allow the bat to exit the structure, and then we perform the exclusion that allows bats not to re-enter the structure in a different area. So when you're excluding bats from a structure, you install those one-way valves after August the 31st. Then you're going to perform sealing around the structure of any holes that are larger than 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch or larger, that's, you're looking at the size of a dime. That's about the size of all it takes for a bat to gain access into a structure.
Wow. So is that what we should do to try to keep them out, to make sure that that's all closed up?
Yep. There's numerous different ways to prevent bats from ever getting into a structure. Most people don't even know that they're there. Most people, won't know that they're there until they hear, some scratching or some, they make a high-pitched clicking noise, which is basically their echolation when they're flying, because if they're flying up in an attic, they use echolation to determine, where they're going to fly to and what direction. So most people think that bats are blind, because you hear the old adage, blind as a bat. Not always true. Bats have have great vision in the dark, but the moment there's a light involved, it creates a reflection, and it does make them blind, and they use that echolation as a secondary way to be able to fly.
That is amazing. Jay Wilkins, owner of Wilkins Wildlife, thank you so much. Before I let you go, are there any wild bat stories you can share with me?
I want to say we've done the worst of the worst. When we say wild bat stories, I mean, there's not, every story in our business is wild. So the only thing I always like to leave people with is one key phrase that I did when I started this business and why we decided to specialize. And that's this: we don't dabble, we specialize. That's what we do.
There you go. Jay Wilkins, Wilkins Wildlife and Bedbug 911. Thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you, Jimmy. You guys have a great day.
You too. Talk to you again soon.